Your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome inside the Golden One Center. It's game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Hoping you are enjoying the long, extended holiday weekend. The Kings certainly are right now, coming off that great win on Thursday night against the Rockets. Maybe the game of the year here at Golden One Center. We could debate that, but certainly one of the best games as the Kings went up 16, then lost the lead, came back and won that game in dramatic fashion as Jalen Green missed a three-pointer at the buzzer that would have sent that game to overtime. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. It's the Wizards tonight. Washington comes in with just 6 wins. They've lost 9 in a row. They lost last night. They've lost 16 straight on the road. They're playing in the back-to-back, all that type of stuff. But as we've learned, none of that matters tonight, high flyer.
At all. I'm not going to put just 6 wins on anything. Just say, hey, they got 6 wins. And you know what, Scooter? They had to win against somebody.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're just giving away games. They have been able to win, to wiggle out a game. You know, my mantra for this game is don't let it be you.
Exactly. That's got to be the key. You got to keep the momentum riding.
Right.
The Kings are 8-2 since the coaching change with interim head coach Doug Christie. They're now over 500, 21-20.
Right. You know what? I think, Scott, this is really, I don't think I know. This is pretty much the last-ditch effort to say, okay, let's reset the clock. We're over 500.
Yep.
And if you can get on a heater and get some multiples now, you're able to pretty much kind of erase that bad start you had and all those mishaps early on in the season.
No question. We're exactly at the halfway point of the season as well. As season, and most seasons never go exactly as you think they will, but this season certainly has gone nothing like we thought it would in the first half of the season.
At all. You know, we honestly thought that this team was going to come out playing the way that they have been playing the last 8 games, but that didn't happen. And, I kind of like that the 3-point shot just wasn't Herculean for the Sacramento Kings, because I honestly thought, Scott, that if this team would have came out at the beginning of the year and shot the ball lights out, then what was they going to do when the 3-point shot went dry?
Yeah.
We didn't play well early on from the 3-point line, so we had to figure out other ways to win. You had to use other facets of the game to pull out a W, and the Kings had kind of got used to that. So now when the 3-point shot comes back, now your ball club is really balling. Instead of saying, oh, my God, the shot ain't going, what are we going to do?
Yeah, the 3-point shot has come back for the Kings. Keegan Murray's shooting it a lot better. Sabonis is actually leading the league in 3-point field goal shooting percentage, which is pretty crazy. The Kings hit 14 of them in that game against Houston. Speaking of 3-pointers, I'm just going to address it early on because it's something that really does bother me. The Kings gave Jalen Green a wide open 3 to finish that game and to tie things up. He missed it, but I just don't understand in general, with under 10 seconds left to go, why it's not an automatic foul situation. We saw the Kings get torched earlier in the year, obviously in that Detroit game, which ended up even more horrific with the 4-point play and the loss.
Scott, that's where basketball IQ, that's where years in the league comes in, because you really have to know when to foul. It has to be at a non-crucial time, all right? You don't want to foul when the guy is going up in his shooting motion, right?
Of course.
You want to foul if he catches that ball and his back is towards the basket, you foul immediately, right? Yeah. And if you do foul, you make sure that it's not when he's going up in a shooting motion. Yeah. But guys are so good nowadays, Scott, they can trick you into all types of contact, and you never know what's going to end. So like I said, it takes a lot. You got to have a very high basketball IQ and knowledge of when and where to foul.
No doubt. And it's not as easy as just fouling, because to your point, fouling isn't always the easiest thing to do. But I just think in today's age of basketball, like, your defense has to be prepared to make that play, because when Jalen Green had that wide open 3 after coming down the court and making a 3 in the prior series, I thought we were going to overtime.
The thing about it, like I said, Scott, it's basketball IQ, bro.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the Milwaukee game when I told you, I said, if they don't pick up Giannis at the three-point line, it's all over. It's a wrap. If you wait to pick up Giannis at the three-point line, at the free throw line, it's over. It's barbecue chicken. So those are things that you really, really, really have to understand. Scouting reports and all of that stuff, you really got to pay attention, because if you don't, it can kill you later on in the game.
No doubt. Having said that, it was a fabulous game. Fabulous fourth quarter if you love offense. Both teams put 42 on the board, and clearly DeMar DeRozan took over that game. 26 points in the second half, at 16 in the fourth quarter. He's finding his groove with the Kings. The talk about putting him in off the bench and all those other things not being a good fit, that has subsided with good reason. Do you feel like it has come at the same time as Doug Christie taking over, or is it just something that's taken some time in general?
I will say this. I don't think Doug has made any changes on this basketball court as far as X's and O's. I really don't. We haven't seen it, Scott. We've done this job for a very long time. And if we would have seen something change in the offense, we would notice it. If we seen something change on the defense, we would notice it. I'm talking as far as X's and O's. But what he has done is that these guys have bought into what Doug Christie is selling.
Yeah.
They really believe in what he's telling them, and they're rejuvenated, and they're going out and they're doing it at the best of their ability. DC has been one of the best guys at really, being able to get through to guys in a positive way. You can get through to guys, but if it's a negative way you're getting through, well, they're not going to want to respond. But when you get through to those guys in a positive type way, they want to go out, they want to run through a brick wall for you.
Yeah, no doubt. He has certainly brought that back. And what's been great to hear too, and maybe it's something we heard before too, we're just more alert to it because of Doug and his Sacramento roots, but just hearing players after the game talking about playing for the city and the love of these fans, those are always winning statements to make.
It's Doug and who he is at his core.
Yeah.
It really is. I've been so proud of him from the start, and it's funny because a lot of people think Doug is soft and Doug is lazy. He's anything but.
Boy, who thinks that?
A lot of people think that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because of the Jackie situation.
Okay.
But I'm like.
Okay, that goes back to his playing days.
Right.
We don't have to get into all of that.
But I'm just saying, I tell people all the time, I'm like, bro, it's not that situation with DC. I say DC is more intense than you would ever know.
Yeah.
I say, and don't let the light skin fool you. No. He gets down, dirty, and rugged just with the best of them.
Wow. Well, Doug has certainly changed the culture within this Kings team in just a short period of time. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Again, winners of 8 of 10. A great chance here to get another win against Washington before they take on the Warriors on Wednesday night. For the Rockets, that's a good team. They're 27-13 right now. A lot of pieces, and that's an up-and-coming team, no doubt about it.
A very good young team. And, Scott, he's got a bunch of young players that really love to go up and down, and they fly. They play reckless. They have a lockdown defender. They have a veteran point guard to run them. They have a lot of good attributes, a lot of good things on their team, and they're coached very well.
Yeah, they are.
Ime is one of those coaches that, for one, he gets the best out of his young players, and for two, everybody takes on his persona. His persona is just as hard-nosed as Doug Christie's.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, terrific win for the Kings on Thursday. We'll continue to preview tonight's game. We'll get you caught up on everything else going on throughout the league. We'll get you an injury update as well. Some good news, Keon Ellis available to play tonight. Devin Carter will sit out this one. We'll have a full injury update throughout the program. It's Scott Marsh along with the High Flyer Henry Turner. We'll take you until 5:30 tonight. Get you ready for Kings Live pregame. Kings and Wizards, the lone appearance of Washington in this building here in our capital city tonight over the extended Martin Luther King holiday weekend. Game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Hi, this is Henry Turner. No one likes waiting. Sometimes, even minutes can feel like an eternity. So imagine if you're a youth waiting for a mentor. It seems like years. Big brothers and big sisters of the greater Sacramento area need your help. More than 100 kids in the Sacramento, Yolo, and South Placer County are waiting for someone to defend their potential. Come on, Sacramento. Stand up. Let's do this the high flyer way. With your help, we can make this thing a slam dunk. Join us at bbbs.sac.org or call 916-646-9300.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marshall with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings at the midway point here, 21-20. They're 11-12 at home. They got a chance to get to 500 at home here. They're 5-0 under Doug Christie. They're building something special, something the fans have been waiting for a long time here to start defending home court. And the Kings are starting to do that.
You know, the Kings are just starting to play good basketball, Scooter, whether it's defending home court or on the road. They're playing a good brand of ball, but now, I think the onus is more so G1 than anything else, because they've always been able to come together and galvanize wins on the road. They've always been able to pull out good quality wins on the road. So, going off and hitting the road and winning basketball games is a situation that they've really taken care of. It's G1 that they really haven't had a handle on. So if they can start, coming in here and winning these games, well, we played the majority of our home games already.
That's true.
But still, if they can come in and set a presence, and let other teams know that this will always be a tough place to play, that's where they need to get to.
All right, here we go. As we opened up the show, we're at the midway point. We have the trade deadline coming up. The Kings currently in ninth place in the Western Conference, which would put them in a play-in scenario. You've got Doug Christie, interim head coach. This team's responded. It's playing well as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Put your shoes in Monty McNair, Wes Wilcox, the ownership group, all that stuff. There's a lot of trade rumors that have been going out there. Glenn Sidery, who writes in Utah, saying the Kings are pretty active in trying to get John Collins here. There's been a lot of rumors with Cam Johnson right now.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitably, either one of those trades would most likely involve Trey Lyles, Kevin Huerter, some other compensation, whether it's Devin Carter, first-round picks, all those types of things. Like, you don't know how those always work out. We're just kind of, penciling it out right now. But if you're in those seats right now, you see how well this team is playing with the group it's got. Would you still be looking to do something this year, right now?
Let me put it to you this way, Scott. As a basketball coach, you coach your team to the best of your ability, right?
Yep.
As a GM, your team is never good enough.
Yep.
You're always trying to make this team better. That's your job. You don't even care if you're winning out. You're still trying to look for that next move to make this team better. So, yeah, I can definitely think that they're looking at some situations to where they can make moves and make this team better. This team still has holes. They're playing well, but they still have holes. We still don't have a rim protector.
Right.
All right. We still can use another stretch four. We still can use another guy that defends, another big body. So, yes, definitely looking to, make this team better. Now, do you make drastic moves? I don't think so. You might want to ride this thing out with Doug, especially this wave that he's on.
Yeah.
You don't want to make a drastic move, but if you can make, pluck here, pluck there, and bring somebody in to where you can make this team better, most definitely.
Yeah, and let me clean it up a little bit. Evan Sidery, he covers the NBA for Forbes. He's the one who reported on Thursday the Kings and Jazz have had exploratory conversations centered on John Collins. It also has been put out there that Cam Johnson, should he not be able to get a deal done with Brooklyn, that Sacramento could be his most likely landing spot. So there you go with a couple of people. And again, they would fit your needs for a stretch four, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes. Also in the building tonight, you've got Jonas Valanciunas, who's on a team that, obviously would be looking to sell anywhere. Some interesting news I learned in the Doug Christie pregame presser today is Sabonis and Valanciunas both worked out together over the summer with Doug Christie. And Doug was asked about that a little bit and what those workout sessions were like, and he called them bumpy. From big men getting after it. So, again, Valanciunas to me is somebody who's very intriguing. He's a skilled big man. He is a big man, to your point. He's not necessarily what you think of as a classic shot blocker, but he certainly clogs up a lot of room in the middle. With his relationship with Sabonis, he doesn't have a huge contract, signed a 3-year, $30 million deal as a free agent to go to Washington. To me, that's something that could be intriguing as well.
I honestly think it could only be intriguing to me if you keep both of them. If you keep Valanciunas and Sabonis. I'm not intrigued Valanciunas for Sabonis.
Oh, no. You're not trading Sabonis for Valanciunas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah,
in fact, I'm saying like the two of them together.
Oh, yeah.
Feel like they might have some chemistry.
You know what, though? Most definitely, for sure. And Valanciunas is not a really above the rim guy that's blocking shots like that. But some centers don't have to be.
Yeah.
Jokic isn't.
No.
But he clogs up the middle so much. And then if you have an athletic four, you let your big guy body him up, and the four comes over, play the Giannis role.
Yeah.
The twin. What's his name for Milwaukee?
Brooke Lopez.
Yes. Brooke Lopez bodies him up, and Giannis is long and lean. Yeah. He comes from the weak side all day long and block shots.
Yeah.
That's how they play defense.
Yeah.
That can easily be done here.
Yeah, no doubt. And, when you talk about the Wizards, there had been so much conversation about Kyle Kuzma forever. Seems like those talks have died down a little bit. Jordan Poole's another guy who is mentioned a lot in trade conversations as a guy who could possibly be on the move for Washington as well.
I tell you what, Jordan Poole would be a good move for anybody. Jordan Poole is legitimate. Jordan Poole starts showing what he can do at Golden State. And then he left and went to Brooklyn for the first time. And really, he was the guy in Brooklyn. I mean, he was really letting it know that he was the number one guy. And then they moved off of him. And, he's pretty much shown that he's a legitimate NBA guard swing man in this league.
No doubt. He put on a show last night at Golden State in the loss at Golden State 122-114. Poole went for 38 in that game, had 8 3-pointers, also collected 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
You think he took it personally?
He was slightly motivated.
About going back to Golden State?
He was slightly motivated for that one. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's our good friend Dave Johnson here with the Washington Wizards.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things, Scott, where when you go back to your old team and then you come back and you definitely have a little extra something going. Jordan Poole came back to Golden State, was like, okay, I know it's been a minute, but I'm going to let you know why I'm still him.
Well, as fate would have it, as we're talking about the Wizards, our good friend, longtime voice of the Washington Wizards, Dave Johnson, walking up. So I basically tackled him and said, could you sit down in the G-Match chair for a moment and share some time with us? And he agreed to. So thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. And I apologize for the 10-second warning. You are in the great G-Match chair.
G-Man's chair. I'm honored to be in the G-Man's chair. And yet, most of all that football play-by-play you're doing, you were able to tackle me.
That's right. That is correct. That is correct. All right, so we were just talking about Jordan Poole last night. Obviously had a big game in Golden State. Had a lot of motivation for that performance last night.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly he's motivated, but and it was Golden State, so it's hard not to say, well, he's back in Golden State. Yeah. He has 38 points. But having said that, he's had performances like that all season, and really with the beginning of the start of the second half of last season. So last time we were here in Sacramento was right before Christmas, right. I remember last year. And Jordan Poole at that time, it was just not working out with Tyus Jones. And that's not to be critical of either player, but that shows you in this game of basketball, it's fit and opportunity.
Yep.
And Jordan Poole needed to be more on the ball. But then Tyus Jones is on the ball. There's only one ball out there. So we started using him off the bench the second half of last year. And then Tyus Jones got hurt, and then Jordan Poole back in the starting lineup. The point being is he was back to playing his natural position, and we started to see the Jordan Poole we expected in D.C. And quite frankly, he's just been great.
You know what? I want to ask you this about your basketball club because, we were in almost a similar situation to where you start struggling early on. Seems like the Wizards are in a situation to where they're struggling right now, but how is it that these guys can still keep it going, or is is it still a big fog in that locker room by losing so many games?
Well, and that's a great question. And by the way, I've got to get back in shape because those steps really took a number on me. So,
hey, we all huff and puff coming up these.
As I've got my back sorted to you, it's nothing personal. I just couldn't get into this chair quick enough.
Right.
But I was telling people I've been 28 years doing this. I'm not saying that in a bragging way. What I'm saying is a contextual way. I've been around teams where they've won more games, and quite frankly, the vibe's not good. Mm-hmm. Or you're like, we got to get to the end of the season because, and it's not like any other. It's like any other working environment. Sometimes you're like, I really don't enjoy coming to work every day. Mm-hmm. This is a situation where you do enjoy coming to work because our team is very young. We're talking 19, 20-year-olds. And they're saying things like, I was playing this guy on video game a couple years ago, and now I'm on the same court with him. But I'm talking about a Bub Carrington. Then he goes at him and Draymond Green and saying, hey, Bub, I like his toughness. So, they're giving the respect, but they're not backing down. So, in answer to your question, we're in a situation, we've won 6 games, but nobody is focusing on that. And the headline flash going in, we were not planning. We were planning to play young players, not make the playoffs. So whether it's 6 wins, 16 wins, 26 wins, you're not going to remember 3 years from now.
Right.
But what's going on is I was with an event with Corey Kispert, who, by the way, is one of our veterans at 25, the ripe old age of 25. And they're just having fun. Do they, were they upset that they had a chance to beat Golden State yesterday and didn't? Yes, because everyone in this league is a winner, and that's how they got here. So they don't get here and then say, well, you know what? I'm okay with losing. They're not okay with losing. But right now they're okay with, I'm in the NBA, I'm going to show them.
Yep, absolutely. Scott Marsh here with the high flyer, Henry Turner, Dave Johnson, the longtime outstanding voice of the Wizards, spending a few minutes with us as well. Obviously, you can't predict that any further than Henry and I can, but as we're looking towards February, in Sacramento, the name Kyle Kuzma has been mentioned here seemingly for decades. I know it's only been a couple of years, but his name always comes up in trade rumors. Now it's more Cam Johnson. John Collins is getting into the mix here. But as you look at it, and obviously Washington's a team that's building for the future. Do you think this team will be the same in March as it is right now?
If you're just asking me with an opinion of not knowing anything, because I really don't.
Exactly.
I've made a career out of not knowing anything. So probably not.
Yeah.
But that's, look, that's probably not. And that's there's no more, add sentence. Do I know who's going to?
No, nobody does.
And nobody does it. And the reality is, as you guys know more than anyone, sometimes the trade rumors that they're out there, they're put forth by agents who, by the way, are just doing their job to try to highlight their clients. I think about, when we acquired Kristaps Porzingis a couple years ago at the trade deadline, that was not mentioned in any rumor. And then all of a sudden it happens. So when people say, well, I hear a rumor about this guy or that guy, I'm like, well, you hear a rumor.
Right.
But wake me up when somebody's announcing something.
So basically, Washington is in rebuild mode, and they've been fine with that from the beginning. They understand they got a very young crew, and they have to throw guys out there and really develop them out. So at this point in time, they can't be too upset because they knew what it was when they walked the season.
Correct. And they make a great point, though. It's we were stuck in a situation. This happens in the NBA where, could we compete for the 7th or 6th spot in the playoffs or 8th spot or whatever? Yes. And we had a run with John Wall and Bradley Beal as the focal points. And, we're almost in the Eastern Conference Final in 2017. Then all of a sudden we can't get those two on the court at the same time. And that's just the nature of our game of basketball. If you don't have your key players, I don't care what team you are, you're not gonna be there. So we were trying to reconfigure, and maybe you bring in Porzingis, and they just decided, let's start over and play with young players. Now you have to draft wisely, build the right culture. You have to make the right moves, because just being bad for a couple of seasons with a bad record does not guarantee anything. Ask Detroit.
Yep.
Or ask I'm glad we have the cushy, maybe not well paying, but cushy jobs we have on the broadcast side, because it's hard decisions that have to be made. I mean, we were just in Philadelphia, and that's not the happiest town in the world.
No, it's not.
As they've been on a decade long, and they've flirted with success, but that whole process was about what every team is about: winning an NBA title. And then when you start to see, maybe it's not going to happen with this bunch, that's frustrating. So we're at the beginning where there's lots of young, we have a Rookie of the Year candidate in Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly in his second year, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George. What kind of draft pick we're going to make next year? What kind of moves are we going to make at the trade deadline to get more assets? We're at the beginning of the process.
No question about that. All right, as we wrap up with Dave Johnson here, just tell us about Richaun Holmes and what he's been like. Obviously, he's a former Sacramento guy.
He's been the ultimate professional, and whenever he gets involved in he's really not in the rotation.
No, he hasn't been playing. Yeah,
but that's why I bring this point of culture. When he's asked to play, and there must be something going on behind the scenes, and that's true of every player it seems on this team. Jared Butler, guys, their number gets called and they respond and they take advantage of that playing opportunity. So, he's just been nothing but first class. And, we've had other players like Marvin Bagley. We're hoping to see more out of. He's injured. But we're at the beginning of the process. Richaun Holmes has just been first rate. And now I feel like I can do a longer interview because I finally caught my breath. But I think we're coming to the end.
You caught it just in time for us to say we have to go to the break. But no, we would expect any less from Richaun. And obviously Marvin, if he came here tonight, might be a little different reception for him, understandably. But Dave, appreciate your time as always. It's always great to see you. And I know when people sit down in your chair in Washington, they say the same thing. They're like, I'm sitting in Dave Johnson's chair.
Well, I don't know about that, but this is definitely the G-man's chair, and that was a great tackle. Although Henry, I think he might have been offside on that tackle.
I definitely got the flag.
10-yard penalty.
And it's Philly. They're not happy about the Sixers, but they're happy about those Eagles hanging
there's a
on
rumor
today.
about that's
And what about the Commanders really quick?
Yeah.
Next weekend, that is going to be an unbelievable game.
And that's the other thing. I keep saying that keep winning, Commanders. Let us develop under the radar. Nobody's going to be focused one way or the other. But that's an amazing story.
It
last
is.
year. But that's also the nature. Not to get long-winded, but real quickly, you can in the NFL, because of the way the contracts are structured. If you don't like, only the bonus money is
guaranteed. Yeah.
So you can cut the whole team and start over the year. You can't do that in the NBA. And the Commanders are a great example of that. They're not in the playoffs. Now they're on the verge of the Super Bowl.
No question. And they drafted pretty well with Jaden Daniels. No doubt about that. Dave, thank you for the time very much. Appreciate it. It's always great to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take the break here. When we come back, we'll go around the league. Kings versus the Wizards. It's game night right here. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day. Plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees with 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome back into game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marsh with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Wizards, first of two this season, as the Kings look to get 2 games above 500. And it was great talking to Dave Johnson. You know, one of the things, Henry, you get firsthand, because you work with the legend, during the home game calls, and his 40th year. But one thing that's so cool about this league, there are so many broadcasters who have put in so much time at these various cities, and their institutional knowledge and what they bring to the game, I think is wonderful. And we get a chance to see them, meet them, and have them on the program.
And you know what, Scooter? I mean, I love my job. I love what I do. And I get a chance to sit next to one of the greatest that have ever done it.
Yep.
And believe me, I try to soak in as much as possible. And I definitely want to be another one of those guys who make that long run, have that long tenure with their team, and just, continue to broadcast.
Yeah, it's pretty special. We're pretty lucky. All right, if you're coming in on this Sunday night, you're going to get a chance to see the Kings go for their 6th straight home win and to even up their home record. They're 11-12 currently. Midway point, 21-20. Henry, we kind of talked about the Kings at the midway point. Nobody could have predicted Mike Brown being let go, Doug Christie in as interim coach, a 6-game losing skid followed by 7 in a row. So it's been a crazy season for the Kings. How about when you look out across the league at the midway point? What are the things that have caught your attention or have surprised you the most so far?
We don't. Scooter, first, the Forerunners. No one ever thought that OKC and Cleveland will be just carving up the league the way they are.
No doubt.
A very young basketball club, but you know what? They got 2 legitimate superstars, and everybody has bought in. And, I mean, they are really walking through the league, cutting everybody up like table butter, both of them. They caught me by surprise. Of course, it's always interesting in looking down in L.A., what's going on down there with the Clips, what's going down there with the Lakers. I think the resurgence of the Knicks is very interesting because whenever New York is good and they got a team that they can talk about, has always been the mecca of the NBA. So I think that's special. I'll give a shout out to the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, man, has found something good too. I mean, I think they're definitely just flying under the radar.
To be above 500 with the absolute decimation of the roster due to injuries has been fun to watch. And just on the other side of that, the decimation of injuries have just killed the 76ers. They're at their midway point, 10 games below 500.
Never would have thought that.
And Embiid is not going to be on the road trip, more swelling in the knee. And it just seems like a season that's never gotten started for them.
You know what's so bad about that? It seems like a valuable once in a lifetime, once in a generational type player that will never probably be able to make another NBA run for a championship because he's past his prime.
Yeah, it just the knee just can't seem to get 100% right. And boy, what a concern for the Sixers, not just this year, but long term after going out and getting Paul George. They've got an all-star in Tyrese Maxey, but Embiid is the man who makes it all come together. And I think, in the Western Conference, obviously the biggest disappointment's been the Pelicans, who also have just been ravished by injury.
Yeah, but
and the whole Zion story has just been.
I mean, but he's been part of the injury too.
True.
How can you even judge Willie Green and the Pelicans?
You can't.
With what has happened down there as far as with injuries, you really can't put a grade on him because I think it'll be unfair. To ask this man to go out and coach a basketball team, it's almost like what Washington got going on here. You're not really looking at their coach saying, okay, we're going to grade how you coaching when you got a bunch of young guys that you're trying to develop. You can't grade them on that.
No, it's not fair whatsoever. And for the Kings in 9th place, same record as the Warriors and the Suns at the midway point. So that's interesting too. A lot of people thought the Suns were going to be the breakaway team this year.
And I will say this. This basketball team is not where we wanted, not where we thought we would be, but we did make a run and come back to where it's acceptable.
Yeah.
When you look at our record, you say, we should have been better, but you also look at it and say, okay, we did make a run, and now we're back to where we can still make some moves.
No question. And then Minnesota, of course, still trying to figure out how to work with Julius Randle and without the big cat.
Hey, I always felt like New York got the better end of that deal because I really felt like the big cat fit in better with New York than Julius Randle did with Minnesota.
Agreed. All right, game night being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out the full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. And, of course, brought to you by Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power family can help you with all your business copier needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. Let's look at the other games going on in the association right now. It is Denver over Orlando, 110-91. The Joker with another triple dub, 20 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. He's now third on the all-time triple-double list, only behind Russell Westbrook and the Big O.
Man, what accomplishment is that?
It's incredible.
I mean,
it's absolutely unfathomable, especially from a center.
I mean, Scott, the crazy thing is this. You know, I played in the old school days to where a double-double was special.
Right.
You had a hell of a night if you had a double-double.
Yep.
This dude has a double-double in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does this happen in NBA basketball? That just goes to show you how special he is. I played with the greats, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know, great centers to where if you had to have a double-double, that was a huge night.
No doubt.
He walks into them.
He does. He just creates them on his own. And, of course, we get spoiled to see that on a nightly basis by Sabonis.
And, you know, and I really think we take it for granted, too, because we expect that to just be something that's not special, something that isn't rare.
Yeah.
I mean, every night I look at the box score, I just shake my head and say, whoo, I'm so glad we got him.
No question. We are very lucky to have number 11 in a Kings uniform. All right. Bucks leading the 76ers 59-50. Thunder blowing out the Nets 69-49 at the half. Speaking of LA, it's the Battle of LA tonight. The Lakers are at the Intuit Dome. They'll take on the Clippers. That should be a fun one. Both of them right around each other in the standings, hovering in the 5th and 6th spot in the Western Conference. You've got the Bulls in Portland tonight, and the Spurs earlier today losing in Miami to the Heat 128-107. The Heat are also 21-20 right now, but boy, their whole situation feels a lot different than a normal Miami season.
Yeah, because you know they're a championship or bust team.
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing what they're going through right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to come to fruition. But I want to ask you this, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the Lakers.
Yep.
Lakers have Staples Center.
Yep.
The Lakers are king in LA.
Yes.
But now you got the Clips.
Yep.
They got the Intuit Dome.
Yep.
Are they still the little brother? I mean, the Intuit Dome is just the best thing going now.
No question.
Are they still kind of like the stepbrother?
I feel like they are as long as LeBron's in town, right?
Wow.
There's just not enough oxygen when LeBron is still the king, right?
Okay.
You know, but to your point, after the LeBron era, who is going to be that next superstar to go on the Lakers?
And, you know, and I honestly think the Clippers are trying to make a hell of a case.
They are.
You know, they got a decent basketball team.
They do.
They got a very good coach.
Great owner.
And now they got great owner.
Great arena.
And now probably the number one arena in the NBA.
Yeah.
How can you still stay a little brother in the back seat? At some particular point, you got to grow up and be the guy.
True. But at the end of the day, it's still 17-0 in terms of championship banners in the rafters.
Ooh, that hurts. Yeah,
So,
that says a lot.
You know,
right
so
there.
scoreboard is still scoreboard.
Yeah, that says a lot.
All right. We'll go to the break. When we come back, it'll be time for our Ginger and Hammer injury report. Anthony, who, if you're online with us today, you see him back in our studios. Don't let, just because he's quiet and unassuming on our video, don't let that assume he doesn't have a big basketball mind and getting ready for our injury report. He absolutely is. We'll get you to that. Our breakdown of the game tonight, Kings and Wizards. It's game night right here. Sacktown Sports 1140.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LD and RST after rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Used on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2024 slip away without savoring the memories made with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Looking forward is always exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, revolving around time with family and more good time spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson with his first bite of birthday cake was priceless and reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings during their annual New Year sale going on now, including all the fine furniture and accessories in every department. How about a new style for the new year? Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with future memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will stay with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Wizards tonight. You know, tomorrow, Harlem Globetrotters are here.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's a great time with the Dr. Martin Luther King holiday. Have the Globetrotters here. It's perfect. You know, I also can't help but find the irony. You've got the Wizards here tonight and the Generals here tomorrow. Not a lot of wins between other teams, high flyer.
And the Generals. Don't the Generals have one win?
They do.
Didn't they win one time against the Globetrotters?
Like 40 or 50 years ago or something.
I thought they got
won.
one win.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, anyways, all right, let's focus back in on this one. It's time for our Gingery and Hammer injury report. And if you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. And with the Gingery and Hammer injury report, we go back to our Sacktown Sports Studios. Anthony, take it away.
All right, so for the Washington Wizards tonight, Malcolm Brogdon will be out with a foot injury, Marvin Bagley will be out with a knee injury, and Sadiq Bey will be out with another knee injury. Then for the Kings, Keon Ellis is available tonight, and Devin Carter is out with a wrist injury.
All right, thank you. That's our Gingery and Hammer injury report. And we forgot Sadiq Bey's been a really good player for them. Brogdon is another valuable guy in the backcourt. That both hurts Washington's cause. And, of course, Marvin Bagley. We didn't even really talk about that, but it's been a tough run for him. I mean, it was tough here in Sacramento, and his NBA career just really hasn't gone the way it was projected out.
It really hasn't. I mean, think about it. To be the second overall pick, and, he's another one that's just been injury-riddled. Can never stay healthy, can never stay on the basketball floor for a long period of time. And, man, I mean, it really has stunted what we thought Marvin Bagley was going to be.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's been out the last 13 games with that knee, so we will not see him in the lone trip here to Sacramento. All right, as we look at this one tonight a little bit, start to break this down, the Kings, you could call this a quote-unquote trap game. Coming off a huge win against the Rockets, you have Golden State coming in on Wednesday. That, of course, will be a big game. You've got a Wizards team. Yep, they've got 6 wins. The Kings have won 8 of 10. Wizards have lost 9 straight. We know all of that. But I think this is the point Doug Christie's been trying to instill. It's not about your opponent. It's about who you are. It's about your consistency to your effort, your determination, and what you bring on a nightly basis.
You know, yeah, you can call it all of that, Scott, but I'm going to call it what it really is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You're still not good enough to look at this basketball team and look down on them and say, this is a game to where they're going to come in here and lay down. No. Even though you come out, you played some good basketball, we've seen this team have some success, you still have to come out and take care of business from the start.
You definitely do. The Wizards have a league low 6 wins, and they're 1-16 on the road. So they've lost 16 straight. They won their first game of the year on the road.
I mean, honestly, it's been dismal. It's been dismal for this ball club, but they have wins.
They do.
And they have NBA players.
Yep.
You know, that's one good thing that, their radio voice said. He said all of these guys were good before they came to the league.
Right. Dave Johnson nailed it.
They were great players before they came to the league. So don't think that they can't play basketball. You know, we always go back to this, Scott, when someone from a basketball team that comes off the bench and has a Herculean game against us, you're like, how in the hell did that happen?
Right.
You better understand that dude was the man.
Yep.
Somewhere else. So he can't play basketball.
Anybody in this league is capable of doing that.
Capable. All they need is time and opportunity.
No doubt about that. All right, as we look at some of the individual matchups tonight, probably Keegan Murray on Kyle Kuzma, I would assume.
Okay.
I would say that. Jordan Poole tonight. Who gets that assignment?
Keon Ellis.
Yep. I think that's right as well, as Keon is available to play, and that helps tonight because they'll need his defense against Jordan Poole again, who's coming off a 38-point effort last night.
Wait a minute, though. Fox and Monk is back, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fox and Monk are available too.
Yeah. So Keon coming off the bench. Fox
probably. Yeah. So, maybe it's Fox on Poole to begin with.
Yes.
Okay. And Keegan on Kuzma.
Uh-huh.
We'll see that. Once Valanciunas comes in, how do you match up against the big man?
Sabonis.
Yeah. Now, Sabonis got in foul trouble on Thursday night, had 5 fouls with about 5.5 minutes to go, was able to hold off without getting 6 fouls, but he can't get in foul trouble tonight.
You know what? I really wish we had a guy that we could use and kind of like hide Sabonis.
Yeah.
To where, because the situation is whenever we play a team that has a main big that's offensive minded, we have to say, okay, is Sabonis going to be getting foul trouble?
Yeah.
Because if we lose Sabonis, that's a big part of what we do.
No question.
A lot of other teams, when they have bigs like that, they hide them. They put them in the guy that stands in the corner.
Yep.
To where they don't get those fouls. We're going to have to find a way to where we could put maybe Keegan Murray on him.
Maybe it's Alex Len getting some minutes off the bench.
Maybe Alex Len, to where you can hide Sabonis for a certain amount of time.
All right, that's going to do it for game night. It's always great to work with you, Henry. Kings Live pregame coming up here. It's a long, extended Martin Luther King holiday weekend. Washington Wizards in town. We've got you covered all night long. Kings Live pregame coming to you next, right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the